Thanks for watching. Please like and share this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. God bless you. Every evening I lock the doors of my home. My home security system automatically arms every night. Furthermore, we are adequately and legally armed. I take these precautions for the protection of my family and property. I have a right to determine who enters my property. Even so, if during the night someone comes knocking on my door requesting help, I have a moral obligation to assist them as I can or call for emergency assistance. The example of the Good Samaritan in Luke chapter 10 reminds us that we are to love our neighbors. And Jesus has taught us that the concept of neighbor transcends culture and ethnicity. In the United States, immigration has been a contentious political issue for decades. There is a Christian response. Although I do not believe that the United States is a priestly nation, I do believe that the laws of Israel offer a model of godly justice. First, a just nation must be willing and generous to host strangers, immigrants, and aliens. The law of Moses provided for the generous care of strangers. The law declares, when a stranger resides with you in your land, you shall not do him wrong. The stranger who resides with you shall be to you as the native among you, and you shall love him as yourself, for you were aliens in the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. We are to open our hearts and our arms to those who are forced to flee their homes and seek a better life. Furthermore, we must offer a just pathway for aliens to become natives, for them to become citizens. Second, a host nation has the right to protect its laws, its culture, and national interest. As Israel was leaving Egypt, Moses made provisions for others, those who were not the descendants of Abraham, to join the Exodus. He said, "But if a stranger resides with you and celebrates the Passover to the Lord, all of his males are to be circumcised, and then he shall come near to celebrate it, and he shall be like a native of the land. But no uncircumcised male may eat it. The same law shall apply to the native as to the stranger who resides among you." In other words, a non-Israelite could become an Israelite by adopting the religious and civil culture of Israel. For those strangers who chose not to adopt Israel's culture, they were required to respect Israel's culture, and Israel was required to protect the stranger's rights. Moses insisted, "There shall be only one standard for you. It shall be for the stranger as well as the native." Equal justice requires that the rights of all parties be protected. Legal preference is not given to the native nor to the stranger. In the last several years, millions of people have entered our nation looking for a better life. Many of them share our Judeo-Christian values. In my mind, as long as they work hard and live in peace, we must be careful to do them no wrong. We must protect their civil liberties and offer them the opportunity to become fellow citizens. The preacher of Hebrews encourages us, "Do not neglect to show hospitality to strangers, for by this some have entertained angels without knowing it." Hospitality means opening our hearts and homeland to strangers. John reminds us that God's love is to be demonstrated through gracious deeds. He wrote, But whoever has the world's goods and sees his brother in need and closes his heart against him, how does the love of God abide in him? Little children, let us not love with word or with tongue, but in deed and truth. This kind of love expresses Christ's love to the world. An ancient Christian bishop, Ambrose of Milan, declared that a just society must have strong walls with open gates. He declared, "For that which holds society together is divided into two parts, justice and goodwill." Ambrose said that those who would forbid the city to strangers cannot have our approval. Bishop Ambrose gives us a way forward. It is possible, even necessary to protect national borders, while at the same time providing a way for people of goodwill to enter the country and become citizens. The General Assembly of the Church of God has resolved that immigrants be treated with respect and mercy by churches, that governments develop structures that safeguard and monitor national borders with efficiency and respect for human dignity, that governments establish more functional legal mechanisms for the annual entry of a reasonable number of immigrant workers and families, that governments recognize the central importance of the family in society by reconsidering the number and categories of visas available for family reunification, that governments establish a sound, equitable process toward earned legal status for currently undocumented immigrants, that governments legislate fair labor and civil laws for all, and that immigration enforcement be conducted in ways that recognize the importance of due process of law. The last time the U.S. Congress passed comprehensive immigration legislation was during the presidency of Ronald Reagan, the Immigration Reform and Control Act of 1986. That law provided amnesty to many undocumented immigrants. Since then, immigration has become a political issue which neither the Democrats nor the Republicans have sought to adequately address. Both parties have controlled a unified government in recent years. The Democrats controlled both houses of Congress and the White House in 1993 through 94, 2009 through 2010, and 2021 through 2022. The Republicans have controlled the government from 2003 to 2006, 2017 to 2019, and 2025 through 2026. Neither party has had sufficient numbers in the U.S. Senate to pass a partisan bill. Therefore, the only possibility is bipartisan legislation that will protect the interest of the country and provide justice for millions of undocumented immigrants who desire to become citizens of the United States. Those of us who favor law and order politics should acknowledge that some laws are unjust and need to be amended. People of goodwill can forge a path of hospitality. Conscientious Christians on the left and right should join together to call for the government to act. Let's continue our national journey in seeking liberty and justice for all.